But yeah, when I I did it good and complete.
And now I just have flashbacks to porcelain pussy.
What?
Talk time! Okay, so once upon a time, Caleb was in high school, and Caleb was forced to take economics class. Most of this class was football players, but whatever the hell, I had to take the class.
Yeah.
And eventually some classes get a student teacher, because they're learning to become teachers.
Yeah.
And this guy was assigned for some reason to economics class. Eventually, the student teachers will take over teaching the entire class.
Yeah.
So we were at this point, and we liked the student teacher okay. He was fun and interesting, and he came from the north, so we made fun of his accent sometimes.
Mm.
Like instead of saying 10, he would say 10. And of course we thought that was hilarious because he said 10 like a 10 box. Anyway, yes, we're stupid, okay? But he was trying to teach us about like setting up a business and things like that because it's economics class.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, we need a product to sell, just whatever you think. And we couldn't think of anything. He's like, okay, well, let's try this a different way. Think of a material that people might like sell. And so somebody shouted out porcelain, and he's like, okay, that's cool. A porcelain what? Without missing a beat, one of the football players goes, pussy. And and the student teacher, he just stops. And he's not supposed to laugh, and this is something you're supposed to reprimand. But he can't. And he just stands there. And he turns away from the class and looks at the whiteboard. He still can't, and he just puts the marker down. And he just turns, and he just walks and slightly starts to jog towards the door. Rushes out the door and just does like a lap or two around the hall. Because the way the classrooms were situated, we were kind of like a block. So he just jogs around the hall twice, giggling madly to himself. And so he comes in, he's mostly better. And he's like, okay, so we can't exactly use that in the football field. He's like, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like, meow. I'm like, no, you didn't. We all know you didn't mean it like that. So then it became porcelain meow. So one of the things the student teacher wanted to do specifically, and I might still have it somewhere to upload, I don't know. One of the things he wanted to do, just to see, how it would work between the two economic classes he was teaching, he wanted, before we graduated, like, us all to get together and record a song.
Oh no.
About, like, everything going on.
Oh
That we
no.
did in the economics class. He wanted, like, to do a new catchphrase, like, cool or bad or something like that. And so he was trying to pioneer weak sauce and strong sauce. It was something like that. And so that made it into the song. And then you can, if you listen to the whole thing, you will hear somebody say porcelain and somebody go, meow. If I can find that CD, hopefully I still have it somewhere, I will upload that to YouTube.
That sounds amazing. Like, and it's something that probably exists in some form. Like, there was that phase, a few years ago, maybe it was like over a decade ago. You remember when everybody was celebrating their private parts?
Yeah.
Like it was just like this movement of people celebrating their genitalia, and it's like I never really understood it, but I am almost entirely certain that there is probably a market and probably exists an actual company that will deal in a porcelain pussy. And now I'm just going to be thinking about this ridiculous business for the rest of the evening.
Well, to finish that up, One of the requirements was to be on the CD, you had to actually be there for the recording of the CD. Unfortunately, I had a doctor or a dentist appointment or something, so I couldn't go and be on the CD. But then it turns out the doctor canceled and rescheduled. And so then I could have been there, but I wasn't because I was supposed to go to the doctor. And so everybody else is on that CD but me. FYI.
Wow.
That's the end of that story.
Well, we could always take it and like mix in. Like you could lay down some tracks and mix them in with Audacity. That would be kind of neat.
Yes, I
Remix
can
that.
now put in there Caleb's Lunge Rage. What the hell are you doing, motherfuckers? And maybe just actually saying porcelain pussy. But that's what happens when you get a class made of mostly football players and you tell them to think of something to sell.
I don't think that porcelain one would be that delightful, to be honest.
If you have a porcelain cat statue, maybe. But porcelain pussy might not be interesting. I mean, I don't know. By the way, I copyright this. Nobody is allowed to make this but us. Copyright Klebkatt, 2015.
Oh, wow.